baby dolls, the re-pegging, the re-pegging. Can you hear my chair? It's so squeaky. I'm bouncing around. Look at this. We are re-pegging live. It's happening. We witnessed poopery. There has to be poopy emojis to show you exactly what was happening. There was so much poopery down here. USDC. Announcements have come out. The bug-eyed guy who owns Circle, who I said never to trust, he's come out, informed us of some good news. But look, never steer away from your values. I made this post in August 2022, friends. August 2022. You didn't even know what Genesis was. You didn't know what BlackRock was. You didn't know what DCG was. Nothing. Okay? You knew none of this. I was speaking about this back then. You never ever forget this, okay? So, I was watching a crypto face stream. It was rainy, it was thundering, it was like pitter-patter raining in the background, and then explosions, okay? And then literally, he just goes silent for 10 minutes. And I didn't know what was going on. And out of nowhere, he just burps. And he yells, "You never trust a man with bug eyes." And here we are. I wrote this lesson down, by the way. You never trust a man with bug eyes. I made this post about USDC, August 2022. You were worried about Tether. Look at my reply here. Here's an update. Okay? You were bullish on USDC. You were bearish on Tether with Jimmy Cramer. Never, ever steer away from your life principles. So, we're here to re-peg. USDC, friends, it's coming back. And look, I've even mentioned here, secret for you guys, right? It's coming back, and this will restore confidence to the market, but you wouldn't believe it anyway. So this is tongue-in-cheek, friends, for my slow baby dolls, you know, because we all have peanut brains here. It refers to the disbelief part of the cycle in the Wall Street cheat sheet. You'll see me post it many, many times. So we are watching this live. Circle have said, don't worry, everything's back, yada, yada. Okay, we have so much confidence now coming back in. People are now going to see, oh, well, you know, we didn't go to zero. So it's amazing to actually think how we can go from it's over to we are so back, right? So just calm down, right? My chair, by the way, it's so squeaky right now from me bouncing around, all right? So just, we have to think, read this with me. Try to think about the next 4 months, all right? Next 4 months. We just got to get through the next 4 months. Now, I'm here to think with you, okay? What would people say if we actually went up in the next 4 months, okay? I'm trying to imagine what would happen. So, before we even think of that, think, if we went down, what would we say? We'd be like, oh, well, it's expected. Like, everything's over. Crypto's a scam. There's so much bad stuff. We should go down. We're worth nothing, okay? But markets don't work like that. Markets don't give you what you want, all right? They're always blue balling you. Everybody wants crypto to go down. I saw two major influencers, friends, paper hand USDC at the lows. Yes, they booked them. They booked the losses. Many other influencers did. They just weren't typing about it, all right? So I know a lot of people book losses down there, and they said, hey, I learned from FTX. I learned from Celsius. I learned from 3AC. I learned from everything else. Just you sell down, and then you think about it later. Okay, well, congratulations. You outplayed yourself. Well done. Because you made the wrong move. But some people will say it's managing risk. Look, at some point, you do have to take this into consideration. But a lot of these influencers led my people to the wolves. Okay? Leverage trading, fudding, right? Putting everyone in the wrong direction. So I feel good when they take losses like this. Okay? That's why I feel personally good. Because that's karma working their way back, all right? So if prices actually went up, I would say they'd be in total disbelief. And I'm mentioning to you again, man, this is a very common emotion in markets. You know why? The biggest disconnect, friends, when I say this to you, you're going to recognize it, right? It's between the economy and the stocks, right? So if the economy's bad, people think the stocks must go down. But when they go up, everyone's like, disbelief, right? That's because the governments manipulate the cycle. You have these bouts of disbelief coming often, right? They're like, how the hell are we going up when everything's going bad, right? This same thing happened after the GFC, happened after zombie virus especially, okay? So if there's a rally, right, look at this. People will not believe in any rally, especially in crypto, because of this USDC depegging event or the worsening economy. So we already know it doesn't even matter what the news is going to be. People just don't want to buy just because no one else is buying. You know, from my timeless principles, right? Remember, I've told you, don't ever trust anybody with bug eyes. And I've also told you, people want to buy on the back of 3 green monthly candles. We know this, you know. We literally know this. Here's Ethereum, right? Ethereum, maybe you've heard of the coin. They want to get excited after 3 green monthly candles, right? That's what they want to see. We know this. I've made videos on this, and I will make more videos on this again till you get it through your head, right? Because there's so much space in there because I just knocked on my head, right? There's literally nothing in there. There's like one little floating salty peanut, okay? So look at this. In the part of the Wall Street cheat sheet, right? Everyone says this is a sucker's rally. So, you know, it's hard to imagine now, but like if you go up, what are people going to say? Who's going to buy? This is a sucker's rally. Like all the banks are closed. All the funds are closed. The banks aren't allowed in. The rates are doing this. They need a repo. There's an attack on crypto. So all these news will be there, which is good. That's fuel. We want the fuel, right? And then eventually, when we get a bit too high and we come down, right? We get a bit too high, we get hope, right? So we get from disbelief, we go far enough to get hope. Then we come back down again to disbelief. And look, it goes, this rally will fail like the others. So as you start to recover off that dip, that's what would happen again. That's how we start to feel. We'll start to feel like, nah, it's all a scam. We should be going down anyway, right? So think about the next 4 months. I can see this playing out in my mind, right? Even though we're not short-termers, it just helps to add to your conviction because if you have extra cash out there you want to deploy, this is extra deployment for you, right? I will also say, if you're a professional in this game, if you have anything left to deploy after FTX, then you really don't know what you're doing, okay? I understand people want, like, it's okay. Maybe you don't really care about making the most number of points. It's very important psychological health. Maybe you just want to sleep at night a bit better. That's completely on par. But I'm just letting you know, okay? Nobody who takes his game seriously, who actually wants to win, should have any currency left at all, unless you're getting it from work and stuff. Like, if you had anything parked, no excuses. Literally none, okay? This is like if you're playing in a World Cup and you're like, you see one of the players, like, I don't know, literally pass the ball into their own goal. You know, no professional should even let it remotely get like that. So that's what I'm telling you. No professional should watch this anger, capitulation, depression phase happen and still have any currency left to deploy. None. No excuses. So, now, I saw, and you saw, we all saw, right? 10,000 people plus get absolutely obliterated trying to leverage long USDC on the way down. I saw on the time and sales, I saw so many people get absolutely freaking wrecked. I saw people swapping, getting destroyed, taking losses, booking losses, leverage long, everything, okay? And then, like I mentioned before, 2 major influencers paper-handed on the way down. I understand, bro. Some people got to sleep. That's okay. Some people got to sleep. But it is what it is. You paper-handed it. You literally sold the low. So today, though, we've immediately started seeing some people come out going, oh my God, did you make that generational long at the bottom? So just ignore these, man. These are just complete frauds, right? They're just degens. And you know what? I can't blame them because it's a Twitter algorithm. They made money, so they get likes because it's not common to see. Like, everybody lost money and someone made money. So people are trying to look for reputational points. And you just get to see them rise to the algorithm. And because they have a leverage long, and I'm like, dude, I literally saw 10,000 people dead. And you're coming here like, who's going to get impressed by this? No one cares, okay? Look, when I drew a coffin everywhere, I watched people come in. People thought USDC at 99 cents was the buy of a lifetime. They did. Go watch the time and sales. By the way, this is the disgusting part, friends. This is something you got to learn about markets. Up here was when the most size was being done. Because all you had seen was it go from 100 down to 99. That looks like a big move, right? So you think it's going to go back. No, and then it keeps continuing. And that's what we had all this, all right? So that's when everybody lost a lot of money up the top. Because they think USDC dropping by a cent is enormous. So instead of using, say, 100K clip, some people do like a $4 million clip, right? They're like, oh, I can make 1% on $4 million. That's 40K. Sweet. Look what ends up happening. Absolute annihilation. They end up paper handing down. They probably sell at like 90 cents. Instead of making 40K, they lost You know, they lost 400K when they're using their 4 mil. So, look, when you play this game, this is what you have to be ready to sit through. Okay, so I just want you to know, don't get tempted by these leverage trading, just these scum, because we've had so many washouts. There's going to be more in the future, and we're not going to foresee them. Okay, we just got to make it through. Spot. That's why I always say spot trades. SPOT, spot. The opposite of that is leverage. Leverage is playing with money you don't have. Spot is go to zero, go to negative numbers. I don't care. I still have a position. I know you'll recover eventually, and we can recover. All right, that's the best place to be. So the undertone, friends. You always got to think about the undertone. I think, by the way, a lot of people disagree with me already, all right? So we all know US Fed's evil, all right? And it's funny, it takes 12 months. So you're learning something. It takes 12 months for the first rate moves to start basically getting into action, okay? And it's very interesting. Exactly 12 months from their first stupid rate hikes, okay? Where they're like, oh, we're just going to front run everything and do 75 here and there. Woohoo! Their first rate hikes like that, okay, where exactly the 12-month mark, everything starts exploding. Everything. These banks are done, right? The soy drinking banks are done. Everything is done, okay? So this is just a knock-on effect, man. These banks, they have wages to pay, many startups, or it's basically the lifeblood on business entrepreneurship. Like, you already killed them already. And banks print money anyway. Like, how are you going under? You guys hedge risk. You got durations and bonds. You're just dealing with digits on your screen. Okay, how the hell do you guys screw that up? That kind of shows you if they're screwing up, obviously the system is pretty screwed, friends. So it's not a coincidence, okay? So I just think, just my guess, right? His friends ask me if I sleep. Yes, I'll sleep when I'm dead, sir. Gexy. So, look, I think the Fed's probably going to have to cut rate. I'll be honest, like, they're going to have to start cutting. It's just the dumbest thing I'd ever seen was them trying to convince you, the people, we need inflation. The inflation number's rigged. They could have left rates at 2%. It's going to come down anyway, all right? They did damage on purpose. So, look at this. You're going to enjoy this. So, just so you understand, while everyone's panicking, me and you, I'm thinking about the next bull pump, all right? I'm telling you now, this was at the bottom, friends. This was literally right here. You saw this. You saw this, right? Let's go back to USDC, right? The re-pegging, all right? Down here, I'm tweeting. You get me? Down here, literally death. Okay, you don't know what green is. Okay, all you see is red. You see this? This is all everyone sees, friends. Beautiful. This is a beautiful chart. This is actually all everyone sees. All right, and then here I am saying, tweeting. All right, with my fluffy slippers and my mittens. I had to take my mittens off, of course, so I could type. So look, eventually, pegs get restored. The US is going to backstop the bank run. Crypto will have nowhere to go but up. Think about the 2025 euphoria that will push crypto to 10 trillion. I'm trying to help you in this sea of red and poop, and we're going to have to throw a toilet paper hand. We're going to have to throw some toilet paper emojis because some people disrespected themselves by just damaging when they didn't need to, all right? Look at all this toilet paper. So pegs do get restored here, okay? Now, this isn't UST, infinite printing, but you got to think, you got to like just take a step back and go, all right. Who is actually making sense here? I'm trying to help you, okay? I'm not panicking. I'm not the person going, that's it. You got a paper hand, sell USD to lows, mate. Okay, just think, all right? Now, stablecoins. They are the hot topic, which is pretty good. And you know what's also great, friends? What's great is people FOMO bought good assets. You see? Isn't that a good indication where people want to buy next? Isn't this cool? I hope you're tingling right now because this shows you in an economy where the currency is screwed, what happens is people take their poopy currency and they immediately go spend it. Now, you saw USDC was literally falling off a cliff here, right? You're seeing USDC was dying, right? And we saw people rush in to buy Hex. People with money on the sides rushed in to buy Hex. So these were people probably on the sidelines who were going to buy on a dip, on testnet version 3 for Hex, or on Pulse Chain, whatever it is. Just to give you an idea, I saw this. Now, there are probably other coins out there, but I wasn't watching the price action super close. All right, and Hex is one of the biggest gainers, actually, during the USDC depeg, okay? So that gives me an idea for a tweet. So you're hearing it now. Isn't that interesting, right? So stable coins. Circle said they'll use the profits to close the gap. This is what is giving everyone confidence. So, by the way, I was tweeting this at the lows, like, friends, you know, Circle make money off 5% government bond yields, right? They're actually getting paid. They actually like make money off everyone's stuff. And I was like, no, sell now, think later, sell now, think later. Okay, you can do this sell now, think later stuff. Unfortunately, you can't get back your immediately cut. Now, you're lucky you're in a stable coin because people are going to sell minus 30 to minus 40% in crypto altcoins, and they're not going to be able to buy it back, all right? With this, at least you have more people giving you strong, sound information, okay? And look, I've also mentioned here, it's probably best, if you have stable coins still, whatever, it's probably best you deploy them because what I've mentioned here is most people, they're going to wait until after CPI data, until the US Fed meeting, 1 or 2, until Ethereum does the unlocks, and until Gox unlocks all the Bitcoin, all this FUD finally. And remember, underdogs power up as you remove the weight off your shoulders. You defeat more enemies, right? When you have all these enemies, this is when you should be charging in. Charge in, man. Guns blazing right now. What are you waiting for? Most of you, if you're already in with me, don't worry. It's like, you're not doing anything wrong. We're just, we're here for the ride, right? So, I mentioned here, right? If you have anything around the house, maybe you have a second car you don't need, maybe you found the wallet, I don't know, maybe you got spare Bitcoin on an exchange or Ethereum, some absolute poopy dust altcoins, whatever it is, okay? You're running out of time now, man. You really are running out of time. So I've mentioned here, right? Think about your upside here. In the next bull market, I think Hex community is going to be bigger and stronger with Pulse Chain. I think Hex will be above $2, right? By the way, what's actually given me more conviction was that during USDC capitulating, people started buying Hex, telling you they're ready. They're ready. So, look, you can sell one of your mittens, right? Just, I don't want you to rely on a $2, $5, $10 Hex, right? Just like I don't want you to rely on a $200 chain link. I don't want you to rely on a $150,000 Bitcoin or a $10,000 ETH. I want you to just halve them, man. Like, make much smaller targets because it means you're aggressive and you're happy with it going up there, but you don't need it to go up there. That's the most important place to be. You're happy if it goes. You don't need it. It's like if you go to dinner, right? You don't know if there's going to be dessert all the time. But you don't, like, you'd be happy if it's there, but you don't need it because the steak was juicy. You had it medium rare, a bit of mushroom sauce and some potatoes that were squashed, maybe a bit of beans, right? Little peas, right? And maybe it was nice. You don't actually need the dessert. Be in that place. Think about that now. Don't think about that when Hex is like $1.95 and I'm saying, hey, you know, you should be kind of like fading the crowd and thinking about getting out a bit. And then you're like, no, we're going to $10, right? Because there are going to be people like that. I already know 90% of people are going to be like that. So no, don't say nobody warned you, okay? And ultimately, we are in, I think, a disbelief phase. Nobody believes in anything, all right? And it's funny, in other parts of the cycle, a lot of people will agree where they are, okay? But in disbelief, we don't. In the disbelief part, no, we're not here, right? Because it's actually like, what disbelief is, it's funny. Disbelief means start of the bull market. And do you see now, if I said to you, we are starting the bull market, friends, you would be like, I'm unsubbing right now. By the way, like, subscribe, bell button, or you would be like, ain't no way this is the start of a bull market. What the hell are you talking about? Well, yes, that's it. Yes, you know. Now, if you were to say start of the bull market back in June last year, during capitulation and anger, a lot of people would be like, dude, that's what you like. You're coping now. Like, you really want it to be the start, but there's so much damage. Look at this. If this was, you would say to me, hey, if there was any other market out there and this happened, you would tell them, nope, you need a lot more time before you start the bull market. And it was true. It was true. Go back to my tweets last year. Go, yeah, theoretically you get the best price, but you ain't really starting anyone feeling happy for a long time. But hey, man, it's been like 9 months, friends. Time's going by, all right? It's been 2 years since Euphoria. You forget that? So disbelief, don't forget, man. I'm saying, I can't believe UST, right? So Luna UST blew up. I can't believe FTX was a Ponzi the whole time. I can't believe USDC depegged. And now we have the re-pegging, right? The Fed, I can't believe that the Fed put rates to 5% and Bitcoin is still not $8,000. And I've said, I'm in total disbelief. And so are you. Think about that, friends. And don't forget to look after your salty peanut. And tell your mum you love her, friends. Time is precious. Till next time.